Hey ladies. So let me tell y'all something. So this is like a love bombing part 2 type of video. But this is Love from Hanging Out with Love. If you are new here, please let me know in the comments. Drop where you're from, just introduce yourself. Be polite. I'm from the South, so that's what we do. So basically, I did a video not too long ago on love bombing. And I was talking about how you will have a man come into your life and he's like flooding you with these compliments and trying to make you feel special. And when you haven't validated yourself, you are more susceptible to that. Like if you don't think that you're beautiful, or even if you know you're pretty, but you just don't get called pretty a lot, you don't get that validation from within, it's very easy to crave validation from outside of you. And this is not to say that when you're in a relationship or being, entertained, that people shouldn't compliment you, but like you shouldn't be hanging on to their every word. Or if you don't hear good morning or you're beautiful from this person, it shouldn't break you, okay? So I say all that to say I wanted to go a little bit more in depth about what love bombing is, and also the importance of staying busy throughout this process. So if you're love bombing me, right, and I'm busy, I can't even see, although that better have been a squirrel. What the fuck? I can't even see the multitude of text messages that you're sending me. Or I can't even be worried about the amount of times that you're calling me, because 9 times out of 10, I'm consulting someone. My phone is on do not disturb. Like, I'm busy, right? I have shit to do. And that's why, if you all were on my story the other day, I posted, you don't realize you don't have a life until you start dating someone, because like when they call, you're always available, or when they text you, you're always available. You teach a person to be more consistent with you and more concise when they know, like, okay, these are the times where you can reach out, or like you tend to respond to them around a different time or whatever, and don't talk to them at all any other time. That makes it better. When you're sort of all over the place, or even during that time where you say, let's say 8:30 in the evening time, you're typically available, right? If they don't text you during that time, that's okay, because all you said is, this is when I'm available. It doesn't mean, oh, I want you to call me every single day at 8 o'clock or 8:30. We're not making it an obligation here, unless that's just something that you desire. You may be the type of person where you need a person to call you every single day and communicate with you. I'm not one of those individuals. As a matter of fact, it's kind of better for me that they don't do that, because that keeps me on my P's and Q's. Look at this man. That keeps me on my P's and Q's, okay? Because then it's like, oh yeah, I'm not going to be falling for a person that I don't really hear from that often. So that allows me to pace myself, because we're women, we're emotional. So know your own personal triggers. In addition to that, these types of men will always be focused on you falling in love with them. Like, I had this guy, he was such a rookie. Oh my God. And I'll be honest with y'all, like, it gets annoying to me now when people try to run game, because it's so obvious. It's so obvious that it's disgusting. Like, they don't even really try to hide it, but they don't try to hide it because they feel like so many women fall for it, So if I'm always saying stuff like, oh yeah, I'm trying to get married, and I really want a girlfriend, I want you to be my lady, you have to think to yourself, like, what the fuck have I shown this man for him to want to give me his last name and give whatever he's earned, be able to give that to me or share that with me? Like, okay, being beautiful, that's one thing, but men don't think like that. First of all, they are selfish as hell. So, y'all, I swear to God, that house, I thought somebody was behind me. What the fuck? Anyway, so you have to think that to yourself, like, okay, men only date women when there's perks. And so what's happening is he's telling you all of these things because he wants you to start giving him those perks before he can prove himself. Okay? What do you mean by that, love? So for most women, when I tell you I want a girlfriend, I want to get married, I want children, they're saying all that because it's just the typical thing to say. Yes, he may genuinely want that, but a lot of people do. So again, we're social animals. That's what humans are. Homo sapiens want to recreate themselves and to produce something that will be here when they leave. So that's a very natural thing to desire. They're not telling you anything new. They're not expressing something that many men haven't said before. And y'all know I like to watch old people stuff like divorce court, right? So when I watch divorce court, this is something that happens all the time. Women are like, oh, well, we talked about this. We were laying in bed naked that night, and you told me you wanted to have a baby, and you said you love me, and da-da-da-da-da. And they be like, yeah, I was just talking. I just wanted to get some. Or they be like, of course I want a child, but I didn't say I wanted a baby with you. So how they treat you shows you what they want with you. There was this guy, he just could not pull the wool over my eyes. It's to the point now where he was love bombing me at first, and then he slowed all the way the hell down. So he texted me last night. I have not responded still, and that's the last time he texted me, whereas before he would text me in the morning, then text me in the afternoon, then, hey babe, are you busy? Can I give you a call? But the way I'm responding to him, he's saying like, damn, she's not one of those. Like, she's not about to sit on the phone with me all day. She's not about to text me all day. She doesn't give a fuck what's coming out of my mouth. Because even when he says certain things to me, I'm like, okay, you dragging it. Like, how many times are you going to tell me I'm pretty? What you do today? I changed the subject. I don't want to hear that shit. I already know I'm pretty. He's like, you are so beautiful. That's the first time we met. we were having dinner, and he says, you are so beautiful. I said, I know. Didn't even mean to say it. Like, that's just how I really feel about myself, genuinely. But I was like, I know. He's like, ooh, cocky. I like it, right? So keep that in mind. Don't act flattered. You know, you can say thank you. I'm not telling you to be a bitch, but just be mindful that when a man first meets you, this is just him testing you to see what type of person you are, you know? And you're watching to see his consistency. As soon as I told him yesterday that I couldn't text him all day, he stopped texting. As soon as I told him on the phone the other day, like, I'm not the type of woman where you have to call and text me every day. I said it because it's true, number one, but also I wanted to see how you gonna act. Are you texting me and calling me because you feel like this is what I want and this is what's going to make me feel special? Or are you doing it just because you're genuinely thinking about me and you just want to hear my voice? Now I have my answer, right? So now I can make the executive decision. Do I want to continue entertaining this? Probably not. Or if I want to set my sights elsewhere, get the fuck out of here. There's a dead snake. Lord Jesus. She living in the... I did this like 3 times. I know y'all probably like, love, what the hell's wrong with you? I live in the country, y'all, so There's critters and dogs and all types of stuff out here, and you just don't know what to expect, okay? So anyway, yeah, that's my spiel there. But if I was not self-aware, if I hadn't done that work, if I had not, learned things and actually applied it to my life, that would look very different. And so the last thing I'll say is this. I mentioned the other day in one of my videos that the most important part of a relationship is in the beginning. That's when you're watching for the red flags. A lot of y'all get into a relationship and you just love that honeymoon stage so much that you're just not paying attention. You're just monitoring how this person is making you feel, how horny you are, how often they call you, and a lot of times that stuff dies down later on. A lot of these men they're not even looking for what you're looking for, and you're never going to get what you want if you're not strategic about it, right? You have to be a thinker. And so those beginning stages are also the most difficult because those biological emotions are what's driving us. But if you think about what your needs are as a woman, you'll understand why that biology kicks in. Okay, yes, I'm attracted to you. So at that point, what are you doing? You're paying more attention to them. You're listening and you're being attentive. The things that you do at the beginning of the relationship that a lot of people don't do when they're actually in it. You have that heightened sense of awareness for a reason, so utilize it. Use it to the best of your ability and use it to your advantage, okay? With that being said, I am having an event on Sunday, June 6th from 1 o'clock to 2:30, and it will be discussing how to avoid getting overly emotional in the beginning stages of that relationship. Allow yourself to love that honeymoon stage, be showered with gifts, go out to eat, enjoy yourself, but don't fall in love. Don't think it's love. That's not what that is. It is a chemical that's being released, which we will talk about more in depth on that day. And I will drop a link to that event in the description box. And also the event will be on Eventbrite. You can get your tickets from Eventbrite, all right? So invest in yourself, pop out, especially if you have difficulty with those initial stages. A lot of the times that's what locks you in, Oh, well, in the beginning.